The real reason for Georgie and Mandy's inevitable divorce may have been revealed in First Marriage. Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage episode 11 may have finally revealed the real reason why Georgie and Mandy end up separating. Picking up just 2 months after the Young Sheldon finale, Montana Jordan and Emily Osment's new show is the second expansion series in the Big Bang Theory universe. That being said, it is not bogged down by any of the continuity issues that its predecessor had, because it barely had any ties to the nerd-centric sitcom. Jerry O'Connell's Georgie only appeared towards the end of the flagship series, so there's not much known about this period of his life. Still, there are only 2 major plots that Georgie and Mandy's first marriage story needs to stick to in order to maintain continuity. Firstly, Georgie ends up being a successful tire entrepreneur, something that the sequel spin-off is actively working on as he works at the McAllister's business. Secondly, and more intriguingly, Mandy and Georgie eventually separate. This is a little bit trickier to pull off, considering that Georgie and Mandy's first marriage is still very early in its run. That being said, A House Divided has presented a strong case in terms of what ultimately causes their separation. Mary and Audrey's conflict is likely the reason for Georgie and Mandy's inevitable divorce. Georgie and Mandy find themselves in the middle of Mary and Audrey's conflict. After the emotional Thanksgiving episode, Mary returns in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage to visit baby Cease. Unfortunately, what's supposed to be a fun bonding time turns into a full-blown conflict with Audrey, as Sheldon's mom discovers that she has been included in her grandchild's photo album. This feud shouldn't be surprising, considering that the in-laws haven't gotten along ever since they met each other. The more interesting part of the narrative is how their squabble affects Georgie and Mandy. Naturally, the pair find themselves at the center of the matter, causing tension in their own marriage. Georgie and Mandy have had countless arguments in the past, but their latest one feels more serious because neither one of them should really be part of it. That's exactly why it could eventually lead to their divorce. Because they have no direct control over their mom's actions, they cannot fix it. Granted that Georgie and Mandy's first marriage episode 10 ends with an agreement that would keep a harmonious relationship between Mary and Audrey, it's clear that they are still not fond of each other, which means another fight is on the horizon. How this makes Georgie and Mandy's eventual split more heartbreaking. Georgie and Mandy clearly love each other. Assuming that this pattern continues, it will come to a point where Georgie and Mandy will absorb the fight as themselves, driving a wedge between them. The pair's marriage was significantly impacted by their mother's latest fight, and it's possible that these arguments are only going to get worse moving forward. Navigating life as a young married couple while raising a child is already difficult. The pair don't need any more external factors that could drive a wedge between them. Using Mary and Audrey's fight as the reason for that makes it more heartbreaking, because it means that the couple is forced apart by their circumstances. It's clear from Georgie and Mandy's first marriage that they really love each other and want to make it work, but sooner or later, their show will have to follow the canon. This was the reason why Young Sheldon had to end, despite its continued popularity, and it's difficult to imagine Chuck Lorre and his team deviating continuity for the new show. Using Mary and Audrey's fight as the reason for that makes it more heartbreaking, because it means that the couple is forced apart by their circumstances.